Back in the first week of August, I think a lot of folks pointed toward this series that would be a huge hurdle for the Phils. The Colorado Rockies here at Coors Field. It's a 4-game set, but it's the Rockies who are playing for a spot in the postseason. NBC Sports Philadelphia, home of the authentic fan, presents the Phils and the Colorado Rockies. All right, so the Rockies are fighting in 2 different races right now. They're 1 game back in the loss column in the West and 1 game back for the second wild card spot behind the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with John Crux. So let's talk about this Rockies team. I know we have a lot of other things to discuss, but let's talk about their offense because September's been really good offensively for them. They did have a couple of hiccups, but they are one of the better home teams in baseball, and that's usually the case.
Yeah, it usually is the case here, Tom, playing at Coors Field. 81 games in this place. I think any player in baseball would love to have that going for them, but this is what they do at home. They just annihilate people. 41-33 record, only 8 games over, but look at the average runs per game, home runs. I mean, everything at the top of the ranks in the National League, playing in his ballpark. And the guy to me that gets everything going for him, their leadoff hitter, Charlie Blackmon. And sadly for the Phillies, Tom, he's coming into this 4-game series about as hot as anyone in the game of baseball. See a double here, maybe a triple off Zach Greinke, double. We'll get Charlie a double on that one. But look at this bomb he hits off Clayton Kershaw. How many lefties take Clayton Kershaw deep or handle him well? But Charlie Blackmon right now as hot as can be, Tom, in the month of September. And if the Phillies are going to think about staying above 500 and keeping the Washington Nationals in 3rd place, they better find a way to get this man out.
Well, it's interesting you say that because Gabe Kapler said that is the objective, is to have a winning season now. He's having a lot of his exit interviews over the next couple of days, but have a winning season. That's the goal as they play this series here in Denver. So it is game 1 of this 4-game set. It'll be Zach Eflin against John Gray. Gray making his 30th start, for Eflin his 24th. When we return, we'll go to the NBC Sports Philadelphia studios. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. By Toyota, tested, trusted Toyota. Let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. July, it has added another dimension to the Phils' offensive approach. Roman has the speed that most dream about, and he has used it on the base path to steal bases and in the field to run down would-be hits. Roman is out of the box like a flash, reaching base safely in 16 of his last 19, heading into the final 2 weeks. Quinn is quick, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Roman Quinn is batting ninth tonight for the Phillies on a beautiful night for baseball here in Colorado. It's cooled off a little bit. Temperature at game time 72 degrees. Had a little bit of rain earlier, but the sun was out during that rain. Phillies
can't predict the mountains, Tom. You can't predict the weather in the mountains.
No, those clouds move in and out all the time. There's Charlie Blackmon. We spotlighted him in the open. He's been red hot for the Colorado Rockies. There's Odubel. Odubel hasn't been so red hot, but he's batting third tonight for the Phils after going 3 for 12 in the series against the Braves. A series where the Phillies offensively didn't really do a whole lot. Phillies run into a lot of Phillies fans out here. They're living here, coming to visit. It is not a bad place to come and visit. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Cesar leads it off at second base, then Carlos Santana and Odubel Herrera. Rhys Hoskins, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Wilson Ramos hits fifth. Aaron Altair bats sixth. In the bottom third of Kingery, Eflin, and Quinn. They will face 26-year-old right-hander John Gray, who we thought last year was skyrocketing to success. He hasn't had the same kind of success. He really hasn't had the same kind of fastball.
No, and that's, talking to the Rockies announcers, they said, right now they don't know what to expect from John Gray. He said he could be really good or really bad, and no one knows. So, I think if you're the Phillies, though, you look at his scattering report, almost 95 on the fastball. He's got the power to be an effective pitcher. It's just he hasn't, the consistency. It's the key to all young pitchers.
Well, Bud Black has had himself a very nice year as the skipper of the Rockies. They are a game out in the loss column, game and a half out in the West and in the wild card. Unfortunately for them, they're facing the Phillies and the Nationals this week, so all they can do is try to win and hope that others knock off the teams ahead of them.
Yeah, and they're getting a big piece of their offense back, though, and Trevor Story. They thought he might be done for the season, and maybe parts of next season with that UCL strain. Is that what he had? The UCL?
Yeah, there's no structural damage. Yeah. It's just inflammation. There he is. He was out today taking ground balls. He's not throwing from the side as much. He's throwing over the top more.
No, and it was nice what they were doing. They had him go forehand, backhand, and make sure he was coming over top, and instead of trying to drop down sidearm and rush his throw, he was doing that the Derek Jeter jump throw so he could throw overhand on balls to his backhand side.
All right, well, here we go. The start of a 4-game series out here in Denver, and the first pitch of the night is a fastball. We're underway, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Not a good start, Tom.
No, it's not. 0-2. A lot of fastballs from John Gray, and there you see 90 miles an hour. He was a 95, 96 mile an hour guy. Just a little different now. Cesar hits it foul off the roof of the Phillies dugout.
Now that was 96.
Well, so I guess he can get it up there a little bit.
That's why I think that second pitch looked like it had some sort of, was it a slider?
Oh, maybe it was.
Because Cesar took a real, you see Cesar take funny swings like that off a fastball.
A little tapper foul. Yeah, there's 97. It's been up and down for Gray. He was skipped his last time after he allowed 6 runs on 7 hits in 2+ innings against the Dodgers. There's that slider that John was talking about, and it remains 0-2. He's starting tonight for Tyler Anderson, the lefty, and they're a little concerned about him. They're hoping that he'll be able to make a start later on this week. Cesar again fouls one away.
Oh, he's throwing strikes. Problem is he can't put Cesar away just yet.
Swing and a miss. He did put him away. So 1 out here in the top of the first. Brings us to our Geico quote of the day. John Gray talking about his mechanics. I'm in the moment again. Things are moving in one piece, and I'm not trying to make something happen. It feels so good. That's the old me, the aggressive me. They had a stopwatch on my delivery, and everything was on the freaking dot. Everything was the same. I haven't had that all year. He said the way he figured things out with his mechanics were just through still photos of his time in high school and college.
Well, we all need to be in the moment at some point, Tom.
Outside, 2-0 to Santana. Carlos was 1 for 15 in the series against the Braves. He was 1 for 15. Reese was 1 for 15. Ramos was 1 for 10. Roman Quinn was 0 for 10.
I think that right there is something that I'd like to see Carlos. I mean, he had 2 0s, great through a fastball, almost down the middle. And you're playing in this ballpark where the ball flies and you're going to take that pitch.
There's a line drive base hit to left field. And Parra will get to it before it goes to the corner. And a 1-out double for Carlos Santana. That was a nice piece of hitting.
I haven't seen a lot of that this year, have we?
No.
Him hitting a ball down the left field line.
Although the other day, right-handed, he hit one down the right field line.
He's got us all confused.
So here's Odubel hitting .256 with 22 home runs and 68 runs batted in. And it's 1-0, pitch just outside. Gray lifetime is 31-24, and he has a 1-2 record against the Phillies with an ERA just under 5. Outside again, 2-0. Tonight's ball game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. Boy, these are really close pitches. They're off, but they're really close.
Well, maybe he's not in the moment, Tom.
Got to get to the moment, John. Mark Wagner, the home plate umpire.
Be the ball. What movie was that?
I don't remember that. There's a bouncer to the first base, foul.
Caddyshack.
Think Odubel's open more?
I think he might be, but I don't think he was supposed to swing 3-0 there.
I don't think he would have been either.
I know he stung his hands. This is a cold day compared to what we've been in the last few months, isn't it?
It sure is.
It looks like he is. It looks like he's.
I think his front foot is back
farther.
And a line drive base hit to left field. So the Phils have first and second with 1 out.
He swung at that 3-0 pitch because he wanted to get to that 3-1 pitch, Tom. Walking's fun. A walk's fun, but the base hit's a lot better. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to ask him tomorrow why his back foot's back further, but
why would it be? Why do you think? See the ball better?
Tom, if I could read that mind right there, I wouldn't be announcing right now. I'd be saving a lot of people a lot of heartache.
Here's Hoskins. Reese, 32 homers, 93 runs batted in. And a slider, and it's in there, 0-1. Rockies have given up 131 runs in the first inning of games this year. Gray has given up 19. He's not the team leader, though. Marquez is with 32 first inning runs. Hoskins tied for 9th in the league in home runs, 10th in RBIs. Swing and a miss, 1-2. He decided to throw him another slider with the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Front foot just gave out in front of him.
Well, I haven't seen him wearing those spikes. But yeah, he looked like he spun out his front. Looked like he landed like on the side, and that the spikes weren't even in the dirt.
Bouncer back to the mound. That might be 2. There's 1. That's probably all they'll get. An errant throw to second base. So 1-4 on the putout at second, and a fielder's choice. And it puts first and third for Wilson Ramos.
Yeah, John Gray just, he did have time. The only thing that benefited Reese was he was leaning when he got it. But you see the throw to LeMahieu, it just, once he had to stretch for that ball, he couldn't get anything on the throw, and Reese beats it, and now base hit. Put us on the board.
Ramos catching today. The other day, Gabe said that he wanted to have Alfaro play as many games as possible before the end of the year. And let Ramos just start to heal. But Alfaro's dealing with a slight quad injury. And Gabe said he can hit, he can run, he just can't get up and down behind the plate. At least not right now. 1 ball, no strikes to Ramos. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch in the same spot. There's Jorge.
Thumbs up. I'm ready to go.
If we need you to pinch run.
We have plenty of candidates, Tom, if you want to pinch run for someone. $11 bench players. I'm certain they can give Jorge another day before he has to run.
Yeah, Gabe said he wanted to have Knapp catch a little bit too. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning. Three and 2. That means that Hoskins will be off and running from first.
He and Desmond couldn't get the attention of John Gray. Now Walters tells him, hey, take a peek.
Hoskins goes outside, ball 4. That's a heck of a play by Walters. So ball 4 puts the bases loaded now for Aaron Altair.
Ooh.
Maybe he was fortunate.
Yeah, he's very lucky. That one stuck. Tom, we got a visit.
Count it, John. Count it.
5 more. And everyone gets suspended and fined. Even us.
Altair 0 for 7 against the Braves. Swing and a miss. I guess that was the slider again.
You don't think a guy from the stretch with the bases loaded would be this deliberate. It's like Roman Quinn's on first, and he's trying to change his tempo.
Swung out and missed. Got it with a slider. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Gray. Phillies leave him loaded after getting a couple of hits. We'll go to the bottom of the first. The Phillies nothing. The Rockies coming up. One out on the mound warming up. Let's take a look at the Rockies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Charlie Blackmon leads it off in center field, and DJ LeMahieu. David Dahl, he's getting a lot of the time out in right field. Arenado, the third baseman, it's cleanup. Trevor Story back in the lineup. He's the first shortstop in Major League history with at least 40 home runs. Zach Eflin, 11-7 with a 4.09 ERA.
You see the scattering report on Zach. Fastball about 94 and a half. We'll go 95 because sometimes he puts a little extra into it. Tom slider curve change. Since the All-Star break, it's been a little bit of a struggle for Zach.
Yes,
ERA's up, and look, here's the thing, man. You're at the end of the year. Throw out what you did in the first half, because that's the hardest thing for young pitchers, is how do you perform as the season goes on. And I think him right down the middle for ball one.
Seriously.
I think, Zach and Vince and Nick, it's this last start for him's big.
Balls pop foul and out of play. And with the Story thing, 40 doubles, 30 home runs, 25 stolen bases in one season. He's the first shortstop in MLB history to have those numbers.
Well, I'm glad he's back.
1 ball and 1 strike to Blackmon. He's hit it in 15 consecutive games. It's the 14th time in his career he's had a streak of 10 straight or more. But it's 1-2.
I think I would have loved to have been a teammate of this guy. I also think I'd have loved to have him on any team I ever played on.
He was a little late on that high fastball, and it's the first strikeout for Eflin. One away here in the first. And DJ LeMahieu is coming up.
Yeah, you don't see, well, not against us, see Charlie Blackmon take that swing very often. Very defensive swing, and hopefully that's a good sign for things to come for Zach Eflin in this game. That maybe they're not picking it up as good as as you would hope, or they would hope.
And now DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu hitting .279. It's a little down from where he's been the last couple of years. And he lines that one to right center field. Roman Quinn got a really good jump and a really good finish. Yeah, there are 2 outs here in the first inning. Oh, that ball just kept on slicing away.
Yeah, it was big. You know, it was a pitch in, and usually a right-hand hitter or left-hand hitter that inside out's a ball like LeMahieu does. It puts a lot more spin on it than normal. And man, we have a pretty good view up here of where Roman started and how far that ball. Look how far this ball just keeps running from him. He just outran it. And that's, you know, that's the difference between him and, you know, the likes of Billy Hamilton, like, you know, guys at that speed. But man, I'd love to see that every day. I'm assuming every one of our pitchers would love to see this every day out in center field.
David Dahl sends one to deep right center field. And Odubel went back. Now he comes in. And that's an 8-pitch first inning for Zach Eflin. 1, 2, 3 go the Rockies. 1 in the books. We go to the second. No score. '19 season ticket plan. By placing a deposit, you'll be able to secure your plan and seat location prior to the official on sale date. For more information, go to Phillies.com/season deposits or call 215-463-5000.
I got mine right beside you, buddy.
Attaboy.
When Ben's not here.
Scott Kingery leads it off. Kingery, Eflin, and Roman Quinn. Kingery yesterday, he had a little pop.
Yeah, he had a really good swing going yesterday. He looked more confident. And, you know, not only that home run, but he had a nice base hit up the middle and had 2 hits yesterday's game. Good to see him. Like to see him finish strong, Tom. You know, it's so hard. Like a veteran player, you can, you know, kind of struggle the last couple weeks, and you understand what you have to do in the offseason to get back to where you were. Young kid struggles like at the end of the season, and you know, he's been struggling for pretty much the second half. Scotty has, and you know, it's tough to figure out because now you're doubting if you can ever play here.
It's that one out to left field, right at Parra. And one away. Zach Eflin is going to be the hitter. Eflin hitting .093, a home run, 1 RBI. 4 for 43 so far this year.
Do they let we got so many guys, but our pitchers don't take BP here, do they?
They didn't take it today, but they've taken it at home.
I bet that would be interesting to see how many guys are trying to leave Earth here. With the non-humidor balls.
That's right. And Eflin is down looking. 3 strikeouts for Gray. And that'll bring Roman Quinn to the plate. Keep track of all the news surrounding the Phils in the offseason with the NBC at NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. There's podcasts to keep you company on your commute and in-depth articles by our insiders. Authentic Phillies fans know the best place to stay connected to your Phils all year long is NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. And Roman takes strike 1. Roman 0 for his last 17. Fouls that one at the plate, 0-2.
I was over there in the Rockies booth talking to Ryan Spilborg, and I said, this is a kid right here. Watch when he gets on, man. It's exciting. I said, I'd love to see him hit one in the gap. And I think he agreed.
That was close. Tried to backdoor him with the slider, and it didn't get all the way back.
Tom, we're not in the moment right now.
I don't think we are. Now he's in the moment with his catcher.
Goes.
And ball 4, so Roman draws the second walk issued by Gray. I have to think he's going to be off and running on one of the first couple pitches, although Gray's throwing one fastball after another.
Yeah, I don't think that matters, though. I think, yeah, he's so long, John Gray is. I mean, he's tall, he's lanky. I think if Roman thinks he can get any sort of jump whatsoever, you got to, why not?
Roman has 9 stolen bases this year. He froze for a moment.
This is, you know, Cesar's been patient. We've talked about this, how more patient he's been this year. This is where you got to let Roman go.
Throws again, and Desmond got him on the helmet. Desmond's looking into the dugout. I think he got his hand back in there. They're going to take a look at it. So they must have a view that says no. Yeah, they must have a definitive view.
Tell you what, I'd like to see that move from Gray. It didn't look like he stepped toward first at all. Looked like he just kind of spun and threw.
Oh, yep, got him.
They got him.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame. Phillies had a guy picked off yesterday, Odubel Herrera.
guess I just saw a replay up on the board. It looked like he was all right, Ray.
See the move again. I think because of the way his back foot
kind
of bent.
Yeah, that's what was weird to me. It looked like he back foot was out of whack a little bit, but yeah, they got him.
That should be the end of the inning. John Tumpane is the umpire to the left. Mark Wagner, the crew chief, will make this call. And he is. So that'll wrap up the inning. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. Middle of the second, it's the Phillies nothing and the Rockies nothing. Braves come to town. 2 night games and then a day game. 3:05 first pitch on Sunday. The free PGW 2019 schedule magnet will be given out to all fans. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Here's Arenado to lead it off. It'll be Arenado, Trevor Story, and Gerardo Parra for the Rockies against Zach Eflin. Eflin had a 1-2-3 first. And a first pitch fastball just a bit outside. Arenado, 293 on the year, 34 homers, and 103 runs batted in.
Another struggling year for Nolan Arenado, man. I tell you, I'm assuming they'll probably get rid of him in the offseason.
He's one of those guys that people are looking toward for the 2021 season. He's a free agent after going into that year. 1-3 on the putout, 1 away. Trevor Story's coming up. Let's check in with Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, John, you were just talking about Scott Kingery, and I had a great conversation with Scott before the game. We were talking about, kind of just putting his season in perspective, and I asked him, what he thought he learned about himself as a Major League Baseball player as his rookie season comes to an end. And he said, one of the biggest things he had to learn at the beginning of the season was really just his routine. When you're concentrating on baseball stuff, when you're concentrating on talking to the media, or when they're doing fan interaction. And he said, but once you start to understand what it's like up here at the big league, you start to fall into a routine. And he said there were times this season where he said to himself he made a play or he had a really good at bat, and he said, yeah, I know why I'm here. I belong here. This is exactly where I should be. And he said, and then honestly, there were other times where you question yourself and you wonder, if he was ready to be in the big leagues. He said, but as the season is coming to a close, he does, as you just pointed out, John, feel a lot more comfortable in his own skin here at the big league level. And he said, for him, he is really looking forward to this offseason going by quickly. He said, I want to get back as quickly as I possibly can. He's going to go to Arizona, be back home for a little while, begin his workouts, take a little bit of time away from the game. But he said he knows he has so much left to prove, and he has so much more to offer at the big league level. He said, I cannot wait till this gets started all over again. So it was fun to listen to him talk, putting his season in perspective, the ups and the downs, because he certainly understands them both.
Talked to Gabe today too about him possibly playing some second base this week, and even moving forward. He said, what are the plans? And He said, well, right now the plans is that he's going to be a shortstop. He said, but he's versatile enough that we can change those plans if something changes. And he's talking about free agency, obviously. Line drive center field for Story. Roman Quinn better hurry because Story runs well, and Story's on his way to second. He'll get there. It's a stand-up double, his 41st double of the year. I guess they're happy to have him back.
Yeah, a couple days off. That didn't slow that bat up any, did it? Yeah, this guy's a good player. It's a nice sound off his bat. And I mean, you know, you look where Roman was playing. Normally, that's not a ball he's going to catch, but it's a ball he gets to quicker. But that thing got on it in a hurry out there. And right out of the box, I'm going to get it into scoring position.
And now Parra, 319 with runners in scoring position, and he has a guy in scoring position. He bunts toward third, foul. And it's 0-1. He was trying to keep the train moving, John.
Perhaps. I got 4 more games left. I think it would be nice. Give it a shot.
Ball and 1 strike to Parra. A little low, 2-1. How are you going to do the Crutcasts in the offseason, Johnny? You going to fly Murph down?
No.
You answered that so quickly.
Very fast.
I did give it a lot of thought, though, Murph.
So I have to fly myself down to hang out with you?
No.
We'll talk.
3-1. You going to do it through Skype or something?
What? What's that thing they put on my phone?
FaceTime?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, we won't do that either.
3 balls and 1 strike to Parra. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
I'll be down. It'll be great.
You guys can sit at a table, have some cheesesteaks.
Did I get you my address?
Did you give me your address?
Yeah.
I went through HR and got it.
They don't know it because I ain't got no expense reports back from them yet.
on the next Crutcast, we'll talk about that.
Been nice working with you, buddy.
3-2 pitch is outside, ball 4. Yeah, that puts runners on first and second with 1 man down, and Ian Desmond's coming up. .20 home runs, 84 runs batted in for Ian Desmond. He's had good career numbers against the Phillies. Fly ball right field. Odubel toward the line. And makes the catch in foul territory. Story on his way to third. He'll get there standing. I think that's the part of the game that people, I mean, I know for me, you don't see Story that often. He can run.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you look at him right It's right here standing. I mean, Carlos is not a tall guy, but he's a thick guy. And, you know, Double does the right thing here. You know, Story goes back and tags. You know, you want to keep a force out at second base. So, you know, you try to throw to third. Who knows what Parra could do? He might be able to tag or throw it away, just get it in. And you know, Walters hit 179, so you make him try to beat you.
The 53rd start for Walters.
Yeah, Story's a big dude. I mean, he's for you know, shortstop who can run, hit for power, hit for average, steal a base.
Line drive, foul. That was chasing Jim Reynolds, the third base umpire. 1-2 to Walters.
It almost got him, didn't it? They're nifty.
Throw his 20th pitch of the inning. He's got the pitcher on deck in Gray.
Yeah, you know, I know you got the pitcher up next. You do have a base open. It happens to be second base, but you know, you got a guy hitting 179. Not that he can't hit, but you got to take your chances.
And he does not take his chances, and he walks him. And that loads the bases up for Gray. Yeah, I'm with you, John. I thought maybe two fastballs might have been able, if you moved them up in the zone, might have been able to get him.
Yeah, you wonder if that fastball that he hit down the left field line, it almost fair if it scared him off of the fastball.
Gray hits it over to third, and Carlos Santana has it and fires the throw across the diamond, and that wraps up the second. So both teams have loaded the bases and have not scored at least once through the first two innings. We'll head to the third. Go to the fan section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. John, the question is this. Who are the last 2 National League third basemen to hit 30 or more home runs in 4 consecutive seasons? The answer will be revealed in just a little bit.
Last 2.
Last 2.
Did we have this question this year?
We have not had this question. Cesar Hernandez is due to lead it off. He was up when Roman Quinn was picked off to finish off. Finish off the second inning. So, in a scoreless game, John Gray goes back to work.
Neither team has been able to come up with a big hit yet. Of course, we're only in the third, Tom.
Plenty of time. Aaron Altero down on strikes to wrap up a bases loaded situation for the Phillies earlier. And then Gray grounded out. And a liner out towards center field. That'll be in for a hit for Cesar. So he's aboard to begin the third inning. Follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv. For $25.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer. And now Carlos Santana, who singled his last time up. Carlos is 3 home runs away from 200 for his career. He has 23 of those home runs this season. Fastball, and it's 0-2.
Carlos going up there looking for something off speed since he hit the fastball for the single to left.
Cesar did not have as big a lead as Roman Quinn. He's back easily. Rockies are looking at 2 different games tonight on the scoreboard. One that's currently in the 5th inning, the Brewers and the Cardinals, because those 2 teams own the wild card at this point. And the other one is the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. That'll get underway in just a little bit. Clayton Kershaw starts tonight for the Dodgers. Arizona, by the way, they're in sort of a spiral like the Phillies have been in. They're 5-17 in the last 22 games.
Too talented a team for that.
No question. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are 15-7 in their last 22. They play the Diamondbacks this week, and then they play the San Francisco Giants this weekend.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter who gets in, whether it's the Rockies, the Cardinals, Milwaukee, whoever. I don't know if you can look at one team and say, yeah, they're the favorite. There's so much parity in the National League this year.
To the right side, that could be 2. Here's one. And Story's able to turn the double play, so that's the first attempt for him to throw. And you saw how over the top he was. He adjusted his throwing mechanics because of that injury to his elbow. A GMC precision play.
Yeah, it's pretty much tailor-made. I mean, the ground ball took LeMahieu right towards second base, so it's an easy underhand flip to Story. And there you said it, Tom. You know, a lot of middle infielders will go down sidearm a little bit to make sure that runner's getting down too, and he has to come straight over top.
Yeah, they said that they've spent the last week, I mean, he's been going through treatment, but the last several days working on his mechanics. They thought that he would be able to play yesterday against Arizona, but then they decided, you know what, let's just give him another day. They wound up sweeping the Diamondbacks anyway without him. The series where they could have used him was the Dodgers series last week, where they just got beat up by Los Angeles.
Yeah, I watched some of those games out there. Boy, Nolan Arenado just did not look comfortable whatsoever. And I think the one game he struck out 3 times, which is.
Oh man, that got the first base umpire. A foul ball. I guess he's okay. Hit him right in the arm. Oh boy. You don't think that baseball gets on the fielders quickly? I mean, look how fast this got on John Tumpain. And he was in foul territory, so it was the right call.
Golly.
He didn't even blink.
Yeah, it's, you know, you have your disagreements with the umpires sometime, but man, you never want to see one of them get hurt. That's for sure.
Swing and a miss. Odubel with his helmet falling over his eyes is the 4th strikeout victim of the night for John Gray. So no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Middle of the 3rd, still no score. The lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
I think this is a big inning for Zach right here. You know, you got these guys, Blackman and LeMahieu and Dahl, and they've seen Zach once, and I mean, Blackman looked like he didn't pick the ball up well at all, so sure he's going to want a little redemption. This is a big inning for Zach, I think, with the top of the order.
Blackman shows bunt. 1 ball and no strikes. Blackman with 171 hits. That's 7th most in the National League. Phillies held him in check back in Philadelphia.
look good from up here.
It did look good from up here.
I must be seeing things today.
And a line drive base hit, and that'll extend the hitting streak to 16 for Charlie Blackmon.
This is what I was talking about, you know, for Zach. You go through that lineup once, and these guys, you know, all of a sudden they can start getting honed in a little bit. And this guy right here, DJ LeMahieu, is really proficient at hitting the ball the other way. I'm not saying that they're going to run and hit, but that's always a possibility with this guy at the plate.
Blackmon has stolen 12 bases. He's been caught 4 times. Zach, by the way,
must be some sort of, we're going to test Carlos.
I think that's what it is. Because how many was that? The third time they showed bunt,
Parra,
one time they made contact.
Parra, Blackmon, and now LeMahieu. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, I was just going to tell you what Zach did is done in here in the month of September.
And it is
2-2, ERA of 4.5. His problem is that he's just not going deep into games, which isn't necessarily his choice. A lot of times the Phillies are behind and they need to send somebody up to pinch hit for him, unfortunately. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Tom, they're going over the signs again.
Yeah, Stu Cole wants to make sure everybody saw them. Over to third and past Santana into left field. Blackmon will hold up at second base, so back-to-back singles. And that puts runners on first and second with nobody out for David Dahl. Citizens Bank Park is the perfect place to host your next social, fundraising, or corporate event on a non-game day any time of the year. Choose between spaces such as the Diamond Club Executive Dining Room or Hall of Fame Club with free parking and on-site caterer. At a Fanatic visit or a ballpark tour, call 215-218-5100 or go to Phillies.com/special events. Dahl takes outside. Swing and a miss. 1-1. That was a 2-seamer from Eflin. One ball and 2 strikes.
I don't think I'm changing anything. I think I'm going right back out there again with that 2-seamer. He hadn't come close to it.
Swing and a miss. He got him. That is the second strikeout for Eflin. Nolan Arenado's coming up. Time for our Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. And home run since 2015. He's third in all of Major League Baseball behind Nelson Cruz and Chris Davis. Davis of the Oakland Athletics. Talked to Nolan today before batting practice for a little while. I asked him about some of the things that Mike Schmidt has said. There's a line drive to center field. That'll drop for a hit. Blackman's around third. He'll score. Going to third, LeMahieu. It's an RBI single for Arenado. And the Rockies take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I said it when the inning started. You know, these guys are too good a hitters. Second time through the lineup, and you know you have to be really careful with him. That was not a bad pitch. Pitch down and away, just easy. Could have rolled that ball over, but he stayed on it and didn't hit it hard. That allowed Blackman to score and LeMahieu to third. Now they, a multi-run inning with a fly ball right here with Trevor Story hitting. What did he say about Schmidt?
Well, I was telling him how Schmidt, as we know, Schmidt always talks in glowing terms about Arenado, that he's the best defensive third baseman that he's seen. He could be the best overall third baseman by the time his career is over with. And I asked him if he had heard those comments, and he said he had heard them. And he said, you know what makes me feel even better about it? He goes, first of all, it's from Mike Schmidt. He said, so that all by itself, says a lot to me. It makes me feel good about it. He said, but I've taken a lot of heat about playing for the Rockies and playing in Colorado, and he doesn't talk about that. He talks about me as an overall player. And he said, and that makes me feel good because a lot of people don't always talk about that. He also said that next year he's hoping that the Rockies are there during a weekend. He said, because he'd love to sit down and talk to him.
That'd be a heck of a picture. I mean, how Schmidt is. It'd be like passing the torch just about if they ever got to sit down together. I don't care where you play. You still have to hit the ball, and he does it better than anyone.
Fouled away, and it's 1-2. We also talked about Bo, Larry Boa, and how great it made him feel last year when Larry Boa left him a handwritten note just about the kind of player he is. And he said, when guys from that era talk to you about, what kind of a player you are, he goes, that really makes it special.
Well, another player who gets it.
Just a bit inside. 2-2 to Story. Parra's on deck. Swing and a miss. So 2 outs. And by the way, the Rockies are in on a weekend next year, May 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting a picture of those two sitting down talking.
I know we talk about Arenado a lot with Schmidt, and Schmidt, he loves watching him play.
Absolutely.
How can you not like watching him play?
He's the one that if I'm flipping through the channels when I'm at home and I know his at bats coming up, I'm staying on that channel. And there's only a few. He and Trout.
Parra off the hands, and that's in the right center field, a base hit. Arenado's going to third as the run scores. The throw, not much on it, gets away from Santana. It's 2-0. Rockies on top.
Watch Arenado after he slides. That ball gets past him. He looked right at Parra to get Parra to go. Parra was taking off a shin guard. And he kept pointing to him like, you should be on second base. Watch Arenado after this slide. And he sees the ball gets past Santana. He knows he can't go, but now he's looking at Parra like, now watch Parra. The ball goes, like, he's watching the throw go to third. He immediately goes back, claps his hands. He don't realize the ball's passed, and he taken off his shin guard when that ball's rolling around. Maybe he could have been at second.
You know what? He probably should have been at second. You're right.
Now that's a big 2-out hit too, though, for him.
So Rick Kranitz out to the mounds to chat with Zach. Desmond is up. You got to stop the bleeding here. Down 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Back-to-back innings where he's in the 20s with his pitch count. Got to play 1-1. Just a bit inside again. 2-1. He just keeps missing in that area.
Yeah, just in a little bit.
Austin Davis starts to warm up in the bullpen. Down and away, and now it's 3-1. Walters is on deck. Well, I think you were right, John, with what you said, and I know they've scored 2 runs, but you said at the outset of this inning that this was a big inning for Zach Eflin. You know, to get through this lineup for the second time. Three and 2. Runner from first will be running here.
Yeah, you know, you have to understand. We know, everyone knows that the Phillies are out of it. They can't. But this team is, and that's what I mean. These are big innings for Zach. You know, you're pitching against a team that has a chance to get in the postseason.
Well, there's ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for a second straight inning. 2 runs have already scored. Walters walked his last time.
Yeah, and this is when you're, you know, a young player. You have to trick your mind into this is Game 7 of the World Series. Every pitch is important. Goddard got his hat up. I mean,
that's it.
Austin Davis is ready.
Yeah, and Gabe Kepler's coming out. So pitching change here in the third with the bases loaded, 2 runs in. And Gabe is not wasting any time. Zach Eflin will have one more start. At least that's the plan right now. So pitching change, the Phillies trail it by 2. We'll be back right after this. Here's your chance. The Phillies ball girls are looking for athletic, energetic, and community-driven women to serve as role models. Applications are due by the end of 2018. Tryouts will be in early 2019. Go to Phillies.com/ballgirls for more information. Well, Zach Eflin's been lifted from this ball game with the bases loaded, 2 outs. And Tony Walters is up. So lefty on lefty. Austin Davis, a 3.58 ERA. Phillies have so many pitchers in the pen. It's not a burden to bring somebody in this early in the game, as we've seen the last couple weeks. I thought they might let Zach try to pitch his way out of it with a guy that's hitting 179. But, you know, we have seen this before. It's not a surprise.
No, and, you know, this is the way he was playing it down the stretch until we got eliminated. But, yeah, like we keep saying, the Rockies aren't eliminated. So, you know, Gabe, and he wants to finish 500. So, it's not like this is foreign territory for us as far as bringing in a reliever early.
Well, 1 is in there, 0-2.
Let's just hope Austin doesn't try to throw the greatest breaking ball in the history of the world and bounce it.
Well, fortunately, that wasn't the greatest in the history of the world. Looked like it was getting close to it, though.
Yeah, that's the concern when you have a bunch of young pitchers that we have. And our penchant for wild pitches and pass balls and all that other stuff.
Outside, 2-2.
I like those purple batting gloves.
You can get you a pair, probably.
No, I'm good.
You just like them.
I just like the looks of them, yeah. I'm into sparkly.
In the dirt, and now 3-2.
Tom, the runners will be off.
With 2 outs, the bases loaded, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You got to throw a fastball here, right? Just whatever your best command pitch is, and I'm assuming it's the fastball.
And ball 4 that'll force in a run. And it's now 3-0 Rockies. Second time that Walters has walked. That run charged to Zach Eflin.
Five straight balls, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, after getting ahead 0-2.
To Walters. And
a strike on the outside corner, 3-1.
I bet he's taken again, Tom, just a hunch.
I would think so.
we've seen stranger things.
And ball 4. It's back-to-back bases loaded walks for Austin Davis. 3 walks in a row, and it's now 4-0 Rockies, and they have batted around here in the 3rd. None of those pitches except for the strike, and that was even close. None of them were close.
Yeah, and it, boy, I hate to state the obvious, but this can't be much fun either, facing Charlie Blackmon.
No. Even though it's lefty on lefty, you saw that swing he took against Kershaw in our open.
Well, you know my rule. Once they bat around, I quit keeping score, but it's only the 3rd inning.
Yeah, you got to practice. And Blackmon takes strike 1. One and 2. That got the arm of Wilson Ramos. Oh man.
Gosh. I mean, that was elbow and looked like the ear.
What do you think hurt the most, elbow or ear?
I think the elbow. That's the one he keeps looking at. Of course, I guess you can't see your ears, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Fouled it back to the screen. Zach Eflin threw 24 in this inning, 15 now by Davis. And 4 runs have scored. This is the 10th man to bat in the inning for the Rockies. In the dirt, gets away from Ramos. A run will score. The other 2 will move up. 5-0 Colorado. Whatever was left on the wheels, they've spun off in this inning. 5 runs have scored. You charge all 5 to the line of Zach Eflin.
Yeah, it's, I mean, nothing Ramos can do on that one. Said I was going to be nice, Tom.
Swing and a miss. He went after a high fastball, and the inning is finally over. But 5-run score in the inning for the Rockies. They do so on 4 hits and a handful of walks. We'll head to the 4th. 5-zip Colorado. Be the 1 in 3 that epically fails. Order genuine HP toner cartridges from WB Mason. We'll deliver it straight to your printer for free. Nobody does it better than who? But WB Mason. Top of the 4th inning. Austin Davis came on in relief of Zach Eflin. It didn't go well for him. He walked 2, threw a wild pitch, and then struck out a batter. The rest of the Phillies bullpen is going to stay loose because they're going to be used tonight as Rhys Hoskins, Wilson Ramos, and Aaron Altair will be the scheduled hitters for the Phillies against John Gray. We mentioned that the Rockies are going to look at 2 different games tonight, including Milwaukee and St. Louis. They've gone to the 6th inning. They are tied up at 1. The Dodgers have taken a 1-0 lead over Arizona. That game is in the 1st. And here comes Rhys Hoskins, who had a fielder's choice his first time up. We talked about John Gray throwing a lot of fastballs. He's probably just going to throw fastballs from here on out the way things are going.
Well,
I mean, his slider's been good, though, even though he has struggled with it recently.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't stop pitching. I mean, these. See there, Tom?
Out to short center field. Blackman on the run, and he'll run it down. You know, the defensive metrics say that Blackman is toward the bottom in the National League as far as center fielders are concerned. We don't see him that often, but when we see him, it looks like he should be toward the top of the center fielders.
I'd like to ask those people who do all those metrics if they would take him on their team.
I do think that those are the out of all the analytics that are out there, that's in a lot of ways the most flawed are the defensive metrics. Swinging at the first pitch is Ramos out to second base, 2 away. And here comes Aaron Altair. Usually if you're the 3rd hitter, when the first 2 guys go out quickly, you take your time going to the plate, which he's doing. But I would think the Phillies are going to go back to their bullpen in the bottom of the 4th.
More than likely, with the Mayhew and Arenado coming up in this inning.
Yaxel Rios is throwing in the pen. There's Rios. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 4th inning for Gray. 5 strikeouts for Gray. He threw just 7 pitches. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 Rockies. And by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Oh, John Crucken and Greg Murphy. I'm Tom McCarthy. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Yeah, that bullpen's going to be utilized tonight. There's no question about that. They've already used 2. Number 1 was Austin Davis. Number 2 is Yaxel Rios. There's Brad Lidge. Lidge is in the bullpen. So he's talking with Pat Neshek. And Brad lives out here in this area, so he's going to spend this series with the Phillies. Always good to see Brad.
He is a class human being. One of the nicest men I've ever met in baseball, I think. Put him right there close to Dale Murphy.
That's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah.
Those 2 guys. I thought we might see Dale this weekend in Atlanta.
Yeah, he sent me a text and he said that he was only going to be there. What was the first day? Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah, he said he was only going to be there Thursday.
We never did venture to his restaurant.
No. Next year, though. I'm going to make sure he's there next year. We'll go have lunch with him.
DJ LeMahieu, the hitter. Outside.
That light air must be affecting our command, Tom. How many have we walked so far?
The Phillies have walked 5.
It's not too good, is it?
No. Two and two to LeMahieu.
Nice crowd here.
Yeah, they were wondering what kind of crowd they would have. They thought maybe if they won tonight that it might take they might have a bigger crowd tomorrow. You know, they're winning. Their record here at home is 41-33, but they are 30-13 in their last 43 games here at home. They had a long losing streak here at home at one point. Outside, and it's 3-2 to DJ LeMahieu.
That was the same place to put 2 pitches prior went. We have a good shot here, don't we? Get one in the booth.
I don't think I've ever had one come into the booth here in all the years I've been coming to Denver.
This is a great vantage point, though.
You know, we're farther away from home plate, not height-wise, but depth-wise. Apparently a ball came in here a couple series ago. And there's ball 4. Who was in here? I wonder who was in here, John, a couple series ago. On the latest Eagle Eye podcast, Derek Gunn and Barrett Brooks dissect Carson Wentz's season debut, along with the rest of the Eagles in their Week 3 win versus the Colts. Listen to their Eagle Eye podcast on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tom, I don't even know where we were a couple series ago, so I have no idea who was here.
I wonder if they had the ability to catch it. Dahl sends Altair back toward the wall. Oh, he ran right into the wall. The ball is gone. It's a 2-run home run, and hopefully Aaron is okay. He had no defense going into that wall, and he smashed into it.
Yeah, we saw Reese do that earlier in the year. I don't know.
That's one of the hardest we've seen.
Yeah, that was.
And I know it's padded and everything like that, but I mean, he went in.
Yeah, he just, you know, that's the thing. The ball just carries and carries in this ballpark, and you have to be on the alert to just, you need to sprint back to that wall. And, but that ball just kept drifting on Aaron and just lost track of where he was. And
it's all padded.
Yeah. It's padded behind a big chain link fence, and it looked like where he hit. Looked like there might be a post back there, too.
Yeah, he hit it. I think you're right. I think he hit it right on the post. I doubt he's going to stay in this ball game. They can't take any chances. Sean Fakasny out there immediately. Oh, man. Fan got hit in the head with the ball, too. They're both kind of knocked out. So Aaron's on his feet. Oh, he missed. He had the glove, too, and he got hit right in the head. Oh, man, right in the face.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you need ice for that. He's staying in the stands. Aaron has been helped onto a golf cart. Oh, look at the swelling he's got. He broke the brim of his hat. So Sean Fakasny will escort Aaron Altair out. And the Phillies will put a new left fielder out.
Well, they're telling Odubel to go over to the left, and it looks like they're going to, I would imagine Bautista.
Yeah. Because Nick Williams is still not ready to play. There's Bautista.
At some point, wouldn't you like to run Dylan Cousins out there just to get 2 or 3 at bats?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. All right, so Bautista's going to come in. He and Odubel will exchange charts. It's 7-0 Rockies. And it's gotten a little quiet here.
I might have to walk through the stands, and first and foremost, let's hope Aaron's all right.
Yeah.
He left his imprint.
He sure did. So Bautista throwing some warm-ups just to keep his arm loose. Odubel goes back over to left field.
The old veteran's ready.
And here comes Nolan Arenado, who has an RBI single and a run scored tonight. The RBI was 104 for him. Last time the Phillies and the Rockies faced each other, he was 0 for 7. He didn't play on the last day, or he didn't start the last day. Got a pitch up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Breaking ball. The gentleman being tended to by one of the Rockies staff members. The bat slowed it, but not enough. He had a pretty good welts. Bouncer towards shortstop, charging Kingery. Got a nice hop on it. And 1 out here in the 4th. And that'll bring Trevor Story to the plate. There was an article in the Denver Post recently where they talked to Troy Tulowitzki about Trevor Story, and Tulowitzki referenced the first time that he met Story was in spring training And he was sent back to watch some of the young hitters that the Rockies had. And he said you could tell right then and there that he was just different than all the other Rocky prospects. I don't know if he anticipated he would eventually take his job.
Yeah, those are the ones you seem to notice.
So the ball just sounded different off his bat.
Well, that double in the first or second inning was a really loud sound that few make.
Like that?
Yes.
That's going to be, I would think, a chance for another two-base hit. Roman's throw to second won't get there in time. It gets away from Cesar. So that's 42 doubles for Trevor Story.
I mean, that's just a blueprint of his first one. Same spot, almost the same pitch. Try to get a fastball away, and it just, Yaxel just leaks it over the center of the plate. I mean, that's almost the same place he hit the first one. Do you hear that? You hear that sound though? And that's what you love too. He's, you know, he don't want a stinky little single.
Well, now Parra is 1 for 1 with a walk. And a fastball, it's 0-1. Story now 42 doubles, 33 home runs, 5 triples. No swing, says the third base umpire, Jim Reynolds.
Well, Washington won, so we could be tied with them at the end of the night, can't we?
We would be, no, a half game behind them.
Really?
Yeah. So right now we're tied with them. They're 79 and 78. We're 78 and 77. Off the hands, out towards shallow center. Kingery can't get it. A run will score. Parra with his second RBI single of the night. 3 runs are in here in the inning. It's 8-0 Rockies.
Well, and that was almost a blueprint of Parra's last base hit in the third inning. A little blooper over Cesar's head. I think just got in on him, but you know, you use your hands, you got a chance. And he tried to pull him in as much as he could. He just got enough of to get it over Cesar and Scotty's head. Nothing that Roman Quinn can do about it. Tom, it's 8-0.
It is 8-0 with 1 out. Desmond takes strike 1.
I don't think Yaxel stopped.
Oh, there's a balk. So disregard the pitch. Phillies have had 6 walks in this game, a wild pitch, and now a balk.
We haven't made an error yet. Told you that's going to be positive.
Very positive, John. Now it's 0-1. I think we've all been around seasons that have sort of snowballed the wrong way. I mean, we've been around seasons that it's snowballed the right way too. You know, and if you're a coaching staff, there's no, I don't know if there's a way to stop it. I mean, the Phillies had the second best record in the National League on the 5th of August. And since that time, 15 and 29. I mean, nobody could have predicted that.
No. And it wasn't just one thing. It wasn't like you could say, well, the offense struggled. can't just say, well, the starting pitching struggled, the bullpen struggled, we didn't play good defense. I mean, it's you name ways to lose games, and we found ways to lose them.
Over to left side, Parra goes to third. The throw goes to first. 6-3 on the putout, and there are 2 outs. And here is Tony Walters, who has walked twice. I mean, I think from a pitching standpoint, the pitching staff was much better than they have been since the 5th of August.
Yeah.
Some of the other parts of the game that you thought they tightened up, they haven't. You know, the defense, the base running.
We had how many 1-run wins? And
well, that's a good point. So the Rockies have 26 1-run victories, which is 3rd most in the National League. The Phillies at one point had 21, which was tops in the National League. But they only have 2 over the last month and a half. Down left field line, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, the Rockies have scored a bunch of runs, but I mean, it seems like John Gray probably feels like he hadn't thrown a pitch yet. Yeah, a lot of rest in between innings.
He did. There's John Gray. Way inside.
I guess we're pinching around Walters, I guess.
Yeah, for John Gray.
Well, if he walks here, it'll be his 3rd walk.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times a guy hitting 179's been walked 3 times in a game, but
well, there you go.
He has.
So, all right, Gray is 0 for 1.
Oh for 1 with a walk, Tom. I'd almost venture to guess that John Gray doesn't want to swing.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't want to. They might have told him just go up there and stand there. Let's get you back out there on the mound.
0-2. Swing and a miss. The inning is finally over. 8 men come to the plate in the inning. 3 runs score. There were 2 more walks issued and 3 hits, including Story. We'll go to the 5th inning. It's the Rockies 8, Phillies nothing. Our Toyota turning point. We go to the third inning, and there was a lot that went on.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of turning points. First, start off with Nolan Arenado with a little base hit right there to score Blackman. And then Gerardo Parra, just a little jam shot to get over the head of Cesar, and another run scored. And then the walks started coming. Walters walks. The pitcher, John Gray, walks to score another run. And then to top it off, we'll just fire in a wild pitch right there for another run to score, Tom. And that's those are our Toyota turning points of the game, and stranger things have happened.
Well, particularly here.
Yeah, we could score, I don't know, 8, but this is where you just, all you can do is just try to make John Gray work.
Yeah, he really hasn't done much of that. He had a really quick fourth inning. So he'll face Kingery, and then J.P. Crawford's out in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. One. There's a one hopper to short, and one away. So that'll bring J.P. Crawford up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, for the remainder of the season, we are going to take a look at some of the big awards that are going to be handed out in the National League after the season is all said and done. We did the Cy Young yesterday. Today we'll take a look at the National League MVP race. It's our T-Mobile Built for Baseball. And here are the 5 candidates that we've kind of narrowed it down to. Christian Yelich, what a season he is having with the Brewers, batting .322, an OPS of .968, his WAR is 6.4. Javi Baez has been terrific all season long for the Cubs. You see his numbers there. Matt Carpenter, what a second half he had for the St. Louis Cardinals. 36 home runs, but batting just .262. Nolan Arenado, well, he does what he does every season. We've talked about what he is able to do for these Colorado Rockies, and Paul Goldschmidt seems to always be in the most valuable player conversation. Another solid year from Paul Goldschmidt. So in my opinion, guys, I think it's down to a 2-man race at this point. I don't know who's going to win it, but I think it's probably between Yelich and Baez at this point.
I would agree with that. I would agree with between the two. I'm leaning toward Yelich just from looking at the numbers today. And the Rockies folks say don't discount Trevor Story either.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that, they weren't sure because they weren't sure when he would start playing again. But they talked about his leadership and how he's come up big in very tight situations. I'm leaning toward Yelich right now, John, but I know that Baez, you'd be hard to exclude him in any kind of conversation.
Yeah, and Rizzo's having a good year, but it's not a typical Anthony Rizzo year. Chris Bryant's been hurt, and this guy has at points in the season have carried that Cubs offense.
Right.
Jason Hayward was having a good year, not a great year, but he's been hurt. Schwarber's putting together a pretty decent year, but I think just offense and defense, throw everything in it. Javi Baez with the numbers that he's put up, and the fact that the Cubs have the best record, I think I would lean toward Javi Baez.
Well, runner at first here is Roman Quinn, and he takes outside.
I was looking at you. What did JP do?
He walked.
Shocker. You wonder at some point.
Out to second base. This may be the only way to double up Roman Quinn. The ball hit that sharply. Second double play of the night for the Rockies, 4-6-3. So we played 4.5. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 8-0 Colorado. Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Well, 20-plus home runs in the Phils minor leagues this year. Look at all those guys. Derek Hall leading the way with 26. Joey Meneses was the International League Player of the Year. Jose Pujols, he's young and he's got some power. Zach Green also reemerging as a prospect for the Phils. Phillies could use some of that pop right now, down 8-0. And Ranger Suarez will take over. Suarez, who this year has pitched in 2 games for the Phils. Now 1-1 with an ERA of 8. And he'll face the top of the order here in the 5th. Charlie Blackmon is 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. This year in the minor leagues, Suarez had a 2.75 ERA in 21 starts. But he zips one in for a strike, 0-1. One ball and 2 strikes to Blackmon. Blackmon, LeMahieu, and David Dahl. Back toward the middle and flagged down by Suarez. And a flip to first for the first out. And here's DJ LeMahieu. Well, this Sunday coming up at Citizens Bank Park is Fan Appreciation Day. All fans coming to the ballpark will see the PGW 2019 schedule Fathead. You can go to Phillies.com to order your tickets right now. A lot of prizes and surprises to be given out on that Sunday. I'm assuming that's a full moon, John, but I may be wrong.
I'm going with you. Full moon.
Out to center field, Roman Quinn will put it away for the second out. And here's David Dahl.
He homered and got Aaron out of the game. Last at bat.
We'll try to get an update on Altair. He was limping, and I'm sure they were going through some concussion protocol. 0-1 to Dahl.
These Rangers come in and throwing some strikes. Just wonder if the Rockies are a little winded and reloading.
Swing and a miss. He was throwing strikes in a 1-2-3 inning. It's the second one of the night for the Phillies. It's the first one since the first inning. Just 10 pitches for Suarez. 5 in the books. We'll go to the 6th inning.
when Tommy Green walked 8 batters in 8 1/3 innings while pitching a shutout versus the Braves in front of 57,792 fans at Veterans Stadium. Threw 142 pitches in that game. He struck out 6, and Mitch Williams got the save, number 41 for him. September 24th, 1993. John, I would imagine you remember that game, right?
No.
John, you remember yesterday, right?
No.
No.
142 pitches.
Yeah.
At the end of the season.
Yeah.
And he still had his arm attached pitching in the postseason.
Exactly.
Huh.
If you didn't already love Tommy Green, there's the reason to love him right there. I already did. But
Cesar out to left field, and Parra is able to readjust on the fly. Well, these last few ABs by the Phillies are gone by pretty quickly. John Gray will take that. See that young man there with the Phillies cap? He's got 2 hats on.
Yep.
John, you were telling me that was before the ball game. Nick Williams was playing catch with that young man, gave him his hat.
Yep, during batting practice, he was playing catch with him for about 4 or 5 minutes.
That's pretty cool.
And then Nick went over and gave him the ball, signed the ball, gave him a hat, his hat that he was wearing.
Very nice. Way inside.
I mean, do you think the Rockies have seen what they want to see out of John Gray? I mean, he hadn't given up a run, but
it's a good question. Honestly, I think it will depend on what happens with Tyler Anderson in some ways. I mean, they have games 1 and 2 set. I mean, Marquez and Freeland, you figure 1 and 2, and so, you know, in one way, shape, or form. Bettis is supposed to start tomorrow. That's at least the tentative thought.
Good. I'm going to have to talk to him then, game 3, Wednesday. If he's going to start tomorrow, I want to talk to him. He's
popped up.
Another survivor.
Arenado makes the catch. Yeah, he is fully back from his testicular cancer. Senzatella, who the Phillies will see also in this series, he'll be in the mix. So I don't know where Gray would sit, honestly, John. I think a lot will depend maybe even on his next outing.
Yeah. You know, you look at the arm. We've seen it 97. You know, think what he can do in 1 inning out of the bullpen. You know, but if he doesn't get a start in the postseason, can he be a bullpen piece for him?
Well, their bullpen has been really good, particularly here in September. Their earned run average 2.74.
So a comeback isn't looking good for us.
Well, sometimes in baseball, when you least expect it.
Yeah, maybe it's time for them to struggle.
Out of play, and it's 1 and 2.
That one didn't quite reach, Tom.
Did not. He is only at 80 pitches. Back toward the middle, knocked down by Gray. And he throws out Herrera. Just 11 pitches in that inning. The Phillies go down 1-2-3 in their half of the 6th. We move on to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Rockies 8, the Phillies nothing. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Flyers wound up losing tonight to the Bruins 4-3. Well, folks, still enjoying a night at the ballpark. And Arenado smokes one up the middle for his second hit against Ranger Suarez, who had a 1-2-3 fifth inning.
I don't know if I said this because the game's been going a little haywire here, but at some point, you think Bud Black's going to get Trevor Story out?
Maybe after this at bat.
Maybe after this at bat.
Yeah. I mean, is it a big deal to try to get him to play a full game? I mean, he's durable. I mean, it's only been a week.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, obviously his timing seems pretty good. But
sure does.
Unless those two doubles were a fluke, which I'm not seeing it. I hope he's telling Reese, stick with it. I've been where you've been.
You mean Arenado?
Yeah.
It is true. Down the right field line. And that goes out of play.
Maybe they're comparing mustaches. I don't know.
Out towards short on one hop, knocked down by Kingery, who shovels it to second and then on to first. That is not your textbook double play, but it sure looked pretty cool. 6-4-3, 2 outs. Hang with him.
Yeah, how about that athleticism? He stays in front of it. It kicks off the heel of his glove, and as he's tripping, barehanded that ball to Cesar. Watch his play. A little short hop. He stays in front of it. That's some good hand-eye coordination. Look at that. Hits off the heel of his glove. It hits him in the chest. One hop, falling down. Okay, he can play short, Tom.
Farah takes a strike, 0-1.
I think Larry Bow would be very proud of that play.
Yes, sir. One ball and one strike. Suarez, who hasn't pitched in 21 days, has a pretty good fastball.
I think that's what's the shocking thing. He hadn't pitched in so long, and his command's been pretty good.
Yeah, for a lot of those guys that haven't pitched in a while, Eichhoff, Ranger Suarez, Eniel De Los Santos has gotten a chance to play or pitch one game. Just trying to stay sharp in between outings. Parra has a 3-hit night as that goes off the mound and into center field. So 2-out single, and that'll bring Desmond up.
Tell you what, I think if the scouting report on Parra would be to crowd him in the middle. He seems to want to hit everything right up the middle, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He had 2 bloopers that went into center field, and then that sharp ground ball single that went into center. I want to bunch him in the middle, Tom. they keep doing that?
What? Showing the moon? They want to scare you, get you ready for Halloween? Are you scared?
Not a big fan of being scared, no. Although I do drive the golf cart around our neighborhood and around.
That is scary.
Oh, that's scary for the kids that are on it with me.
Yeah.
Can't see and it's dark. Bad combo.
1-2 pitch hit off the plate. Santana charges off his glove, picked up by Kingery, and he throws it right on by Rhys Hoskins. Par to third, he's being waved home. The throw to the plate by Hoskins off the glove of Wilson Ramos. 9-0 Colorado. Well, Scotty obviously should have eaten it at shortstop.
Yeah, Desmond can run a little bit. And once that ball got past, the only play he had there is if Carlos came up with it, and he couldn't. And yeah, that's one of those that Scotty just got to eat it. And I'm assuming that's a hit and an error.
I believe a hit, E6. Walters is going to be intentionally walked. That's his 4th walk.
I'm assuming, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the most walks Walters has ever had in a game.
I'm going to say yes.
We don't even need to look it up.
Do not need to even look it up.
Don't need to call Elias.
Nope.
Murph.
In fact, Elias may not even answer us.
No, Murph. We don't need to ask Murph.
Carl. We could call Carl. He's probably watching.
You think? He might have turned this baby off. Well, we do got that error now, so we've filled the columns.
Didn't want to fill the columns.
No, it's not the columns you want to fill. But we've got them all locked in.
Bouncing ball to shortstop, backhanded by Kingery. And that'll wrap up this 6th inning. A run does score. It's an unearned run. Charged to the line of Ranger Suarez. We'll move to the 7th. It's 9-0 Colorado. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda Dealers game summary. Well, this game went out of control in the bottom of the 3rd inning when the Rockies scored 5 runs. They sent 10 men to the plate on 4 hits, and there were a bunch of walks. Then they added 3 in the 4th inning. John Gray has been the recipient of all these runs. He's gone 6 innings. He has struck out 5. And he's about to begin the 7th inning against the Phillies. And he will face Rhys Hoskins, Wilson Ramos. Those are the first two. And we'll see if Gabe Kapler starts adjusting his lineup. Corrado Parra's making some friends, trying to get the baseball to a youngster. The kid is dressed in his Charlie Blackmon uniform. That's cool.
That is good. That is nice. Father, son. That's how a lot of us learned about the game.
Rhys is 0 for 2, and it's 0-1.
Tom, we're in the 7th.
7th inning, John. Top of the 7th. Kid's got some autographs there, Johnny.
Yeah.
He's got Victor Arano. I see the 64.
Yeah.
His bottle ran out. He needs another one.
Probably not a bad idea to be drinking watching this game, Tom.
2 balls and 1 strike to Hoskins.
Hey, we're on the board.
Rushed. It is deep to left field, and it's a long home run for Rhys Hoskins. His 33rd of the year. It's now a 9-1 ball game. Parra became a spectator, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he did the same thing in Los Angeles. Matt Kemp hit a home run.
I saw that.
Kind of stood there. And, hey, save your energy. I mean, you know by the sound it's gone. I mean, that was a bomb by Rhys. 9 more. We're back in this baby. Fastball middle in. You know, John Gray. Hey, we're winning. That kid's like, man, I'm drinking, Mom, Grandma. I ain't watching out.
I don't need to see that. 33 home runs now for Rhys. 94 runs batted in. And Wilson Ramos, the hitter, with Bautista on deck. Phillies fan getting that baseball from the Rockies fan. That's pretty neat.
Chooch fan.
Yes, sir. That one's fouled down the right field line. 2-1. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Let me take a look at that home run. 444 feet.
29 degrees. What's optimum for Schmitty?
27.
27. Well, it's pretty optimal.
That may have been his first curveball.
Gave up a run. He's going to start mixing up the arsenal. Reach into the bag of tricks.
Foul ball, and it's 2-2. Well, Rocky fans have a 9-1 lead here. They look up and see Arizona has taken a 2-1 lead over the Dodgers. Again, the Rockies are a game and a half out in the division and in the wild card.
And Milwaukee tied up St. Louis 4-4.
Yeah, I would think they would want Milwaukee to win just to get rid of St. Louis. Bouncer back over the mound. 4-3 of the putout. And here's Jose Bautista. 1-2.
I think there's going to be a lot of interesting decisions of Phillies in the offseason. And I guess that a lot of those decisions are going to depend on, free agents.
Yeah, which players you think have improved enough this year that should stick around for 19?
And we know that the Phillies have the funds to go out and get a
player or two or three,
or hopefully. I think he's going to be in the rotation next year, Tom.
I think that's a good bet. Swing and a miss. Bautista strikes out. 6 strikeouts for Gray. Hoskins will be in the lineup. Not sure where he's going to play.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to be an interesting winter for the Phillies. I think they see where, look, if Harper leaves Washington, they're still going to have good pitching. Or, Scherzer and Strasburg. Is he in the plans at third base? It's a whole lot of decisions that, thank goodness, we don't have to make, Tom.
Diego's going to be back, though.
Best translator in Major League Baseball, Tom.
Isn't that the truth? No balls and 2 strikes to Kingery. Outside, left side of the infield didn't have a great view of it. They started walking off the field. He's about to throw his 100th pitch of the night. Two and two. Pitch in the dirt. The season high is 109 pitches.
Probably not going to go the 142 that Tommy Green did.
I don't think so. Steve Foster, the pitching coach, next to Bud Black, who began his coaching career as a pitching coach with the Angels before going to the Padres as a manager. 2-2 pitch. Supposed to be the manager of the Washington Nationals, but they could not agree on money, and then it turned. And then he wound up here. Dusty Baker got the Nationals job.
It's a pretty good cities. He had San Diego in here.
We're staying alive.
Slight elevation change, but
a little bit.
Other than that, similar.
Another one found. So this will be the 9th pitch of this at bat for Kingery. Swing and a miss. He got him to go after a slider. 7 strikeouts for Gray. His night is probably done. He allows the home run to Rhys Hoskins. The first run for the Phillies tonight. And it's time to stretch here in Denver with the Rockies on top 9-1. Two National League third basemen to hit 30 or more home runs in 4 consecutive seasons.
Nolan Arenado.
Arenado is correct.
And I originally thought Schmitty, but you said the last 2.
Right.
Chipper.
Chipper Jones is correct. He did it from 98 till 2001. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And Charlie Blackmon will lead it off against Ranger Suarez, who will begin his 3rd inning of relief work. It's nice that they're able to stretch him out here and give him some time out on the mound. And he fouls it off. 0-1. Blackmon tonight is 0 for 3, or excuse me, 1 for 4. He singled back at the 3rd and scored a run. One ball, or no balls and 2 strikes. Over toward first. That's a fair ball. Hoskins has it, flips to Suarez covering. And an easy 3-1 on the putout for the first out. There's John Gray, who we're assuming is done for the night because there is bullpen action. Harrison Musgrave is warming in the pen for the Rockies. And here is DJ LeMahieu, who has scored a couple runs tonight.
Ranger just getting up there and pumping strikes.
Yeah, you love the pace that he has.
Yeah. Well, that's a minor league pace, right? They're on the clock.
Mm-hmm. Fly ball out to right. Bautista is there. Yeah, there are 2 outs. Phillies had 2 lefties in AAA, Suarez and Cole Irvin, who both pitched well. So at 2 outs, here's Dahl. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a donation to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Suarez just 23 years old. He just turned 23. Phillies signed him when he was 16 years old. And another ground ball. Cesar Hernandez is up with it. And that'll wrap up the 7th inning. Just 8 pitches for Ranger Suarez. A nice job through 3 innings for him. He's allowed 1 unearned run. We'll go to the 8th. Phillies down by 8. Hurry to your local Del Valle Honda dealer. Visit DelValleHondaDealers.com. And buy Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEF now or visit JeffersonHealth.org. Phillies trail at 9-1 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Time now for our Hyundai defensive plays of the game.
Yeah, 2 good plays. It started early. Roman Quinn off the bat of DJ LeMahieu slicing away from him. He outran the ball, made a heck of a play. And then this double play turned here by Scott Kingery. Short hop off the heel, hits him in the chest, bounces while he's falling. He flips a perfect flip to Cesar Hernandez to turn that double play for the Phillies. And those are our Hyundai defensive plays of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
All right, so here's Harrison Musgrave, 2-3 with an ERA of 4.79. Former 8th round selection in the 2014 draft out of West Virginia. Morgantown, Johnny.
Hello.
He is from Bridgeport, West Virginia.
I know where that is. I belong to a golf course out there. Used to. Pete Dye Golf Club in Bridgeport, right outside of Clarksburg, West Virginia.
They'll face Pedro Flormon, who's going to pinch hit. A bouncer over to first. A lot of first pitch swing by the Phillies tonight. 5-3 on the putout. And here's Roman Quinn. Well, Musgrave was originally drafted by the Phillies in the 33rd round in 2013. And decided not to sign. And then eventually drafted in the 8th round by the Rockies a year later. This is his 32nd appearance this season. Albuquerque this year, he pitched in 8 games, 3 starts at an ERA of 5.4. Inside, 2-0. Jared Eichhoff. Gonna get an inning in here.
I hope.
In the dirt, 3-1.
You think he'll get a start at some point?
You know, Gabe said they met yesterday to kind of lay out what was going to happen, and he said right now everybody that's supposed to start is going to start.
Maybe he'll be like a piggyback.
He could be a piggyback for Velasquez, or even for Eflin. It could even be for Aaron Nola if they decide on Friday if Nola's only going to go a few innings. And a liner out toward left center field. This is our chance to see Roman Quinn run as that ball goes to the wall and Parra slowly goes after it. And Quinn is at third base with a stand-up triple. I mean, in a blink of an eye. That ends in 0 for 18 for Roman. It's his fourth triple in a short period of time. And Andrew Knapp is going to pinch hit.
Well, this is what makes Roman Quinn a special player. His speed, and you look at the way he cuts the corners of the bases. I mean, he touched the backside of first base, not the leading edge toward second and pushing off. I mean, the technique, if he could, not that he wouldn't have had a triple anyway, if he missed first and had to go back and touch it, he still had a triple. But those are like little things that could stop you at second or let you go to third on balls in the gap.
Swing and a miss. 1-1 to Knapp. Mitch Walding is out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit.
Knapp's hitting for Cesar.
Yeah.
And then
Walding for Santana.
Who's going to play second?
I think you could see Kingery at second.
Florimone goes to short.
Yeah, or Florimone at second base. Knapp strikes out. 2 outs, and Mitch Walding's coming up.
Come on, Mitch. Had a nice chat with him last night about not letting those guys get on him about hitting a home run off a catcher.
He still hit it a long way.
Well, I told him, I said, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're going to hit a lot more home runs than 95% of the population of the world.
Home run came against Brian Holiday of the Miami Marlins. We had a fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Mitch.
Such a nice young man.
Oh, yeah.
Very polite.
Had a solid year this year down in AAA. One ball and 1 strike with Cousins on deck.
You don't think we're going to have a position player pitching today, do you?
And not with Eichhoff warming up. 1-2.
I just know we've seen Eichhoff down there warming up sometimes.
Yeah, he might just be.
Just
you're,
to be
you're
getting
right.
side session
yeah, you're
in.
right.
I'd like to see him get some hitters though.
Inside 2-2. By the way, Aaron Alter's injuries are a right big toe sprain and a right knee contusion. That may be it for him for the year.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Walding. He stays alive.
Remember the worst year I had in the big leagues got ended early. Collision with Mike Soch. I forget how many stitches in my knee, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. What a way to end it.
Got a strike 3 call. Walding down looking on strikes. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left over at third. Middle of the 8th, Rockies 9, Phillies 1. Post-game live. They'll chat about the short outing by Zach Eflin, a lot of the miscues by the Phillies tonight, a lot of the free passes, plus this juggernaut of an offense that the Rockies have put together. All right, here are the changes for the Phillies. Andrew Knapp stays in the game to catch. Mitch Walding stays in the game to play third base. Floremone's over at second base for the Phils. Dylan Cousins will take over out in left field. And Jared Eichhoff is the new pitcher for the Phillies. Eichhoff will face Ryan McMahon, who's a pinch hitter. So he's pinch hitting for Arenado. McMahon hitting .230 on the year.
So far, so good. Exactly what we thought. Florimone going to second. Dylan Cousins out in left.
And Cousins will cut this one off as McMahon is aboard with a leadoff single. Time now for the Major League Notebook. Here's Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you, Tom. Brought to you by the University of Maryland, University College, and the Oakland A's are headed back to the postseason thanks to a loss tonight by the Rays. The A's have punched their ticket. They are guaranteed a spot in at least the American League wild card game. It is their first time back in the postseason since 2014. The Red Sox, they keep rolling along, and how about this? In their 118-year history of their franchise, no team has won more games than this year's team. Number 106 tonight versus the Orioles. That breaks the old franchise record. And a personal milestone in the National League East. Bryce Harper got RBI number 100 tonight. That is the very first time in his career he's reached the 100 RBI mark. Even the year that he won the MVP back in 2015, he had 99 RBIs in that season. So 100 for Bryce Harper, and still counting at this point.
Yeah.
That's your Major League Notebook presented by the University of Maryland, University College.
And that'll also include a trip out here to Colorado. That's where the Nationals will wrap up the season.
I guess they just want Trevor Story to get at bats, huh?
I would think that's the only thing I could think of. Two and two.
See where the Dodgers tied it up in the 5th. Both teams the Rockies are chasing are tie ball games.
Strike three called.
I call.
Story is down looking. So after the last double by Trevor Story, which was back in the 4th inning, he has reached a category that Ernie Banks is on twice and Jimmy Rollins is on once. Most extra base hits by a National League shortstop in a single season. Actually, Ernie Banks is on 3 times. Now that's pretty neat.
You have to think that Jimmy's got to get in the Hall of Fame eventually, doesn't he?
He's got to be in the conversation at least. They get the out at first, 3 unassisted. Up to second base goes McMahon. And Garrett Hampson is coming up as a pinch hitter. Phillies have had to turn the page on a number of these games this year, John, particularly since the 5th of August.
Yeah, this one, that's what stinks. You know, you're out of it and you have to play a game like this.
And if you fall back to 500 for the first time, since the Phillies were 5-5.
Yeah, a whole bunch of bad stuff happening today, Tom.
Yep. They were 5-5. They're on the verge of falling to 500. And the 15 games over 500 that they were at one point is erased. Curveball up and in. Two and 0.
You want to do the post-game show tonight? Please.
Oh, man.
Oh, foul.
That should go foul, and does. drilled. A lot of moving parts in that swing.
A lot of moving parts and not a lot of break on that pitch by Eichhoff. Throw him a good one right here.
2 balls, 1 strike. That was a pretty good one. It just missed low. Hampson this year between AA and AAA hit .311 with 10 homers and 41 extra base hits. Just 23 years old, out of Reno, Nevada, out of Long Beach State. That one's out to right center field. Roman Quinn sprints back. It's over his head. 1 hop off the wall. A run scores. It's now 10-1. Ball did jump off his bat, didn't it?
Yes, it did. And you know, anytime you see a ball hitting towards center field, you got to think Roman can run it down. That's Hampson hit that ball so well. No chance for Roman to get to this one. Pretty special though. You hit one, pull one foul, barely misses a home run. A couple pitches later, you line one up short up the fence in right center. Let's see if we can make him swing the bat.
Last time a catcher walked 4 times in a game was A.J. Ellis back in 2015.
There we go.
Finally put it in play. Florimone charges, throws him out, and the inning comes to a close. 4-3 on the putout. 1 run scores on the RBI double by Hampson. We move on to the 9th inning. It's 10-1 Rockies. Deliveries of the game. John, we're going to refresh your memory. I know you don't want us to. We're going back to the 3rd inning again.
Why? Nolan Arenado drives in Blackman, and Parra with a little jam shot base hit to center field to score another run. And then we started walking a few, Tom.
Yes, they did.
Austin Davis came in, couldn't command the strike zone. Next thing you know, the game got out of hand, and after he walked the pitcher, he throws a wild pitch to Charlie Blackman up at the plate. Desmond scores. I think that was what it was to put this game out of reach. Those are our deliveries of the game, brought to you by W.B. Mason.
So changes for the Rockies. It's like a spring training game, quite honestly. Valleca takes over at 3rd base. Hampson is in at 2nd base. McMahon is over at 1st base. Dahl moves from center field to right field to center field, and Cuevas is in right field. DJ Johnson will take over out on the mound. There's Dahl.
Book out on Dylan Cousins. Apparently he's a dead pull hitter.
There are 3 infielders on the right side, as Cousins will lead it off here in the 9th inning as it starts to rain. And a fastball.
And we're walking back.
We're going to walk back, John. Can't predict the mountains.
Nope.
It's not just a little, little bit of rain either. A high fly ball, which would have brought the rain if it hadn't started already. And Dahl makes the catch, 1 out. And here's Rhys Hoskins. Huh.
I think it's getting harder. And we're walking back, right?
We're gonna.
Huh.
Well, we can take the bus. We just have to wait for it. There's a bus.
I understand that. Maybe we can get these Phillies fans to give us a ride back.
You want to get a rickshaw?
What is that?
Where somebody pedals.
Scooter.
We can get a scooter if you want. Oh no, they're not around anymore. They bring them in really before it gets dark.
Maybe by the time the post game show's over, it'll stop.
Yeah, you know how the weather changes here.
Hey, I'll walk at this point. I don't care.
Time is called. Rhys gets some rain in his eyes. Some Hardy bunch right there. See, John, it's lighting up already.
Oh yeah. Jog home now.
We are walking back though.
We are?
Yes.
We are walking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Me, you, and Murph, and
KJ.
and Scotty.
Right. Rob Brooks has to do the post-game show. So we're going to miss. Rhys Hoskins strikes out. 2 outs. And Justin Bohr will bat. Phillies have used everybody off the bench except for Williams, Franco, Cabrera, and Alfaro. Ground ball to second base, that should do it. And the Phillies, for the first time since they were 5-5, 10 games into this season,